welcome to our What We Pack in Our Van video. So we will show you what we have in our van and all the important things that we need to keep us warm or have fun during the trip. So over here is where we store all our things in the bed area. I just removed the doors so it's easy for you to see what we have here. On this first row, on the top, we have our electronic drawer. Over here, we store not our commonly used electronics, but all the things that we would need for, like, if we ever go to hotels, if we want to take a break from the van. We have the European plug that converts the energy to the American plug, so we are able to use our laptops and plug them in if we are in hotels or European houses. We have the two same, almost the same as this piece, but they're smaller. So if we want to, let's say we have multiple bedrooms, we can put one in one bedroom and one in another bedroom. So we are able to plug cell phones or other laptops. Here are our batteries. We always keep extra batteries, so like if we have other electronics like walkie-talkies, we can always plug one of these batteries in and we can always have energy. Over here are our extra wires for cell phones or GoPro plugs or little headphones. So these are easy for, like, if you're going to hotels, we don't have to unplug everything we have in our van that's already installed. We can just bring this bag and we have everything ready. Over here are our bathing suits. It's important to have bathing suits, especially on trips, so we can go swimming anytime. So we have about 1 or 2 bathing suits per person because let's say we're in a beach and we go swimming and then our bathing suits get dirty and it goes in the laundry. We can always take our other bathing suit as a backup to go swimming. Over here, this is an optional thing. So these are GoPro accessories. So if, let's say you're traveling and you want to film, these are very helpful tools for filming. These are my dad's shirts or top pieces, like long sleeves or just short sleeves in general. And sometimes in the bottom he has nice clothes for like going out or church. Over here is my dad's sock drawer. So we try to put our socks drawers as close to the hall as possible, just so it's easy accessible from when we get out of the shower and want to change. Here are my mom's socks drawers. Over here, it's in the bottom part. This top part are her shirts and long sleeves. Here are my brother's socks and just pajamas sometimes too. And here is my sock drawer. Over here we have some creams and Q-tips. These are for when we're done showering and they're easy accessible close to the shower. Over here we have our brother printer. This is very helpful for when me and Max are doing homework or homeschool. We can print out assignments from our teacher back in Vancouver so we can do them with our pencils. Over here is like a reading pillow, so whenever we're sitting down or when I'm editing videos, I can always have this here and lean back. Here we have our towels. Here is Max's clothes, these 2 boxes. We store about enough clothes for 2 to 3 weeks. That's about when we do laundry. It all depends on what season it is. If it's summer, we always bring our summer clothes out, and summer clothes last for what I said, 2 to 3 weeks. And our winter clothes last 2 to 3 weeks too. And here are more of Max's clothes, and that is the second layer. Down in this corner, we have our toilet papers and paper towels for the kitchen usage. And we have this little fan. This was very helpful in like the Moroccan lockdown or in Rome where it's really hot, and it's like a portable fan where you can blow it wherever you want. And we also have a lot of plugs that connect to it, and usually when this is being charged, it's stored near the paper towel area. Over here are my dad's long pants or long shirts for like kind of like a winter usage. Here are my mom's sweaters and going out stuff. So like when we're walking around in the city, this is where she would usually get her clothes from. Over in this far corner is all my clothes. I have enough clothes for 2 to 3 weeks, as I said, with my brothers. I store some clothes up top in the top Thule box. If you noticed, all our clothes, they have their own section. Like for my dad's tops, they are over here. My mom's tops are here, and our clothes are always separated into like shirts, pants, or socks. are the back window blinds. So when we're sleeping or we're hanging out in the back, we can always put these blinds up to give us more privacy. And also when it's cold outside, they also act as insulation. They are stored up in these bungee cords above our bed. These bungee cords are very helpful for things that we want easy usage, or sometimes that reading pillow that I showed you earlier. It can also be stored up here, so if we need to, if we're lying down, we want to access it quickly, we just grab up from the top here and put it on. Sometimes we also put our reused clothes up here, so it's easy accessible. Now I will show you the garage part of this packing video. Over here we have our tarp. This is very helpful for when we need to spread things out and clean up the van. So we would spread this tarp out, as I said, and put our things in. Here are my dad's wrench kit. So it's easy accessible whenever something breaks. Here is our laundry bag. We store all our laundry clothes in here that long-term usage for when we didn't do laundry for a long time, we can't find a laundromat near us, or we don't have enough water to do laundry. We store all our laundry clothes in here. And here is our daily usage laundry bag. So it hooks onto here like this, and we can put laundry clothes inside it from the bed area. So whenever this gets filled up, we always put the clothes inside this bigger bag. And it just goes in like that. Hi, Max. Is it cozy in there? Yeah, I managed to turn around here. I was facing that way when I came in, and I turned around so that I could inside that little tiny storage compartment. So here is where we store all our fun toys. If you notice, there's these two knobs on the side that help us open this door to lock it if you hear. There's that click, so it doesn't move around whenever we're in a slopey hill. So over here we store our rollerblades for when we're in parking lots and just we're kind of bored in the van and we want to do something. So we have rollerblades. We have these towing straps for when we go off-roading with friends. If we get stuck, when we were off-roading in Morocco with Overland with us, they towed us out. We have these tie-down straps, so if we need anything to tie in the top, in the roof area, we can use these to strap it down, and when we're driving, it'll be okay. We have our baseball bat, so we sometimes use this baseball bat in beaches. We have these baseball gloves that go along with it and a ball. We also have a few hiking poles for in Italy, we sometimes do some hiking, and in Morocco. So these are for hiking. We also have a kite in the bottom here for beaches, really big beaches, and it's a windy day, we usually just go kiting. On the bottom here, this orange bag, these are our extra camera equipment. Sometimes we use different lenses for when we're not using our GoPro. Those are all stored inside this orange bag. This is our extension cord. So let's say it's a cloudy day or solar's not being charged properly. We can use this extension cord to plug our generator to the car so we can get energy from there. We also sometimes use it, but very rarely, to plug into other power sources in campsites, but that's really rare. Here is our slack line. We usually use this slack line when we're in forests or in shady places with lots of trees. Soccer ball for when we're playing in Morocco with other kids. Our basketball, our frisbee. And over here we have our scooters. So if you noticed in our earlier videos, near the beginning of our trip, we had bicycles. So those bicycles, we didn't use them very often, so they were kind of a waste of space in the back. It's hard to park and it's hard to drive around in cities or just in European small roads. So instead we donated those bikes somewhere in Albania and we got these scooters. These scooters are easy accessible, especially now we don't have the bikes. It's easy to open the back doors. You pull them out and they're easy to put back in. We have two scooters, one for me and one for Max. If we are on city walks, me and Max would usually take both of our scooters and we would just switch with our parents sometimes if we ever get tired. Down over here we have our toboggans. Two toboggans. These toboggans were mainly used for the snow. So like when we were in Mavrovo in North Macedonia, we went tobogganing. But most of the time they're used for sand dunes. So because we're not in snow that often on this trip, we go tobogganing in the sand dunes. Here we have our extra ropes, and in the bottom we have just extra soaps or medicine. So I would close it with these yellow tabs, and sometimes I have to rearrange a few things here to make it fit, kind of like Tetris in the van, and it just locks in like that. And that was the garage area with the toys. Over here is our water connection area. So we have multiple threads that go along with our hose to connect to other water sources. So this thread is used for, there's a tiny little thread, but there's no like actual proper connects. It's just a tap. It's kind of like a tap. So we would just put it in like that, and then the water would go through here, and we would connect this side to our hose. If thread is really tiny, we would use this rubber piece to put this in and just loop it around really, really tight. Over here is a 3-size connector. So there's the big size, and this end connects to the hose, the medium size, and the tiny one. So this thread is important when YOLO just came back from off-roading or like a really muddy day. So we would connect this side to the hose, and this part we can adjust how the water sprays towards the van. So this is for when we're washing the van or just cleaning something up. Like let's say we're trying to wash our shoes. You can see it points and puts all the pressure into one spot, or you can choose however you want the water to go. This piece is for if you have like a proper hose, but the two connects don't work together. They are exactly the same. You can use this to connect both sides together and the water just goes through. This piece is pretty similar to the 3 small bits I showed you earlier. It's just there's 2 this time, and the sizes are pretty close to each other. These 2 pieces are nearly the same. You just connect the hose or wherever you want it to go in, and then connect the other side to this small piece, or whichever way the water comes from. So this hose, it's very useful because let's say the water source is very far away. It can stretch really far so this hose can reach from YOLO to the water source. Also, to know which side goes on which side, the orange one goes into YOLO and the blue side goes into wherever the water source is. So if this connector doesn't fit to wherever the water source connector is, we can use any of these connectors to match it up. So this valve stops the water from going into YOLO or making it come in. So let's say the water source is very far away from YOLO and you need to run a long distance. So if once YOLO's tank starts filling up, and let's say it gets to 100%, you just turn the valve off and you have time to walk all the way to wherever the water source is. It's also easy to take on and off this hose. It goes in and out, and if you ever have to empty the water from inside here, there's a special connecting bit. This piece, it goes in like that, and you can turn the valve on and the water should spray out. Once in a while, sometimes the water drips, so we made this homemade from a pop bottle water turner, wherever it's called. So when it drips, it comes out and drips the water outside, not on YOLO, to keep YOLO dry and clean. Hello, right now we're filling up water with the hose.
The kitchen side of the van. We'll show you what we have under our bed. This is where we carry our backpacks that we use when we're in the city and when we're hiking. These are our straw hats, stuff to hide the chips, and some of my yoga stuff. I have some noodles here and tagine, some spices. Here I put our wine and pastas. Have some portable butane that we use when we want to picnic away from the van, so we don't have to carry the big propane. And here's one of the important water filter that we carry along the way. When we go hiking or even in the city, it can filter spring water, water from the waterfalls, and we don't have to carry big plastic bottles. That's waste. And some of our milk. In this area, we have a soda stream that we love having during our trip, so we brought our canister, a couple of canister with us. And on this side is our Instapot that we use when we're driving. We turn it on, so when we get to our destination, we have ready meals ready to go for us. And here is our propane. So there you are. We just close this down, and now we have our bed to ourselves again. We are now in the countertop section area of the kitchen, where we have the suction cup storage area from IKEA. This is where we store our fruits, which surprisingly stays there while we drive. Our dish towels, toothbrush and toothpaste. We have our soap, hand washing soap, shampoos, conditioner, and right here is our coffee maker from IKEA as well. Up here, we have our plates, cups area. So we only bring in 4 plates, 4 bowls, and our stainless steel insulated cups, 1 for each. We have our spice box here for making tagine and other meals. These are our favorite ice maker silicone that just fits into our freezer for making smoothies. And big bowls on the top. And on this side, we have our electric kettle and my Moroccan kettle for making tea, kids' hot chocolate, their peanut butter, Nutella, and more teas up here, and some canned food. So that's what we have on the upper side of the countertop. On this side of the kitchen, we have the oven up on the top cabinet. We have our eggs here that we store inside the oven when we're not using it. We store our bread up on top. On each side is our reusable shopping bags. And here too. On the drawer under the fridge is my baking stuff, where I have most of my baking soda, baking powder, and some of the spices here. Kids will have all of their snacks on this side as well. This is their snack drawers, where they can have their gummy bears and nuts and chickpeas nuts. Down in the bottom is where we store our portable stove, Vitamix, our saran wrap, and our chopping boards. We store our sushi wraps here and Vietnamese wraps. This is where I hide my flour, more Vitamix pitcher, and here is where my rice is, and some more snacks for Max, his favorite dates right now. And here, because they're too tall, this is where we store some of our olive oil and vinegar. On this corner, we have our IKEA suction cups, where we put our reused clothes, towels, and scarves for the kids. We have our cast iron skillet here and our retractable ladder. This is an important tool that we carry along with us, our electric fly swatter, when you need to get rid of flies and mosquitoes on some areas.
Over here, we store our electronics. So these are the easy, accessible electronics that we need. So here is our gimbal. So when we're going out in cities or wherever we want to film with the phone, this is easy for the phone, and it has a good stabilization. There's hard drives where we store our photos, mouses, headphones. So these are all stored in the cabinet above our seats. So whenever we're working in the table, we can just open this drawer, put in or out some things, and we're done. We also have my headphones. I use these when I'm editing videos. here we have like random toys or games that we have. Like inside here we have our Lego minifigures people and the flat boards. And we have board games and other fun games. We store our e-readers in here, so since we can't carry many real books, we have our e-readers that are connected to our public library so we can get books whenever and then just read on our e-reader. We also store other board game boards like Scrabble and a lot of other games like checkers or chess. Down here we have Max's Connects. So Max plays with these a lot when we're driving, and let's say Max doesn't have to do school or he finished school, he would play with these and just build whatever he wants. These are our Legos. So we have this box. Over here are our like bathroom supplies. So we have hairbrushes, creams, and medications. So this is mainly used at nighttime. So when we're about to go to bed, we would just open this drawer and just put it on our counter, and everything's already here. This is like our medication or like first aid drawer. So we have like wraps and second skin. We have medicines and bandages. We store lots of games here. This backpack, we use it when we are in, like, let's say cities or in beaches. We would store like food that we would like to carry around, and it's just a backpack. So let's say we're going out for a day in the beach. We would pack our water bottles and let's say some meat and crackers, put it in here, and then we can eat lunch or dinner from here. Over here is my mom's makeup supplies. Like my dad's hair and shaving products, my hair supplies, and other random bottles that my mom uses. So these are all stored in these 4 tiny compartments up here. So these 4 tiny compartments are for like small things that we have, mainly for hair products. So they're in the back here. We don't use them as often. That's why they are behind this backpack. But if we do need them, it's just the backpack is easy to take out. This whole shelf is just mainly for like bathroom supplies and lots of Max and I's toys.
Thank you for watching. This is part 1 of our What We Pack in Our Van video. Stay tuned to next week's part 2. My dad will talk about all the tools he brought with him and more.